industry that's obviously under a lot of fire to a new technology that's also under a lot of fire. Bitcoin investors may finally be getting some clarity thanks to legislation introduced by my next guest. With me now, Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis. First of all, congratulations, Senator. I know you and your colleague, Senator Gillibrand, worked tirelessly to get this done. I read that the bill seeks to encourage responsible innovation by crafting common standards. So let's talk about that. And I want to start, we just talked about energy. So let's talk about that because that's been a huge criticism, particularly with Bitcoin mining. How could this help?
Well, in my state of Wyoming, where we have a lot of oil and gas, you can literally pull a trailer full of mining equipment, Bitcoin mining equipment, up to a flared gas operation, hook up the mining equipment to the flaring, and save that wasting and wasted asset by using it to mine Bitcoin. You can also use it in a state like Texas that has a closed system for electricity to mine Bitcoin during times when consumer demand is otherwise low for electricity, and then ramp up Bitcoin mining when consumer demand is opposite that of the Bitcoin miners' needs. So in other words, it has a balancing effect, almost serving like a battery, a storage opportunity for excess electricity.
That's just, we were just talking about elegant solutions. On the consumer protection side and the right for a person to keep and control their digital assets, how would that look? How might that work out?
Well, under our bill, we're going to use the existing regulatory structure and lay the cryptocurrency structure on top of it. So, Bitcoin certainly, and almost assuredly Ethereum, will be commodities. They would be subject to regulation by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, including spot markets and futures markets. Then things that are securities would be at the SEC. Those would be things that would require SEC disclosures in order to protect consumers by disclosing the information behind that cryptocurrency.
And taxes, how would tax policy apply?
Taxes would be primarily capital gains taxes. We want to take care of some accounting snafus that exist today through our bill, and our bill covers those issues as well.
The stablecoin issues that have gone on here recently, I think have allowed the cynics and critics and those who are just simply opposed to this to sort of go on the offensive. How does this bill potentially address that, make this a smoother, more orderly market?
Yeah, I think that our bill solves the stablecoin issue. The stablecoin that failed was an algorithmic stablecoin. Our bill would not allow for algorithmic stablecoins that are not 100% hard asset backed. It would only allow payment stablecoins that are backed by 100% hard assets or that are issued by financial institutions that are insured by the FDIC. So that way you are having a dollar-denominated and dollar asset-backed issuer issuing the stablecoin. Right. Thereby you can't have one of those massive meltdowns like you did a few weeks ago.
You know, I know it's a 69-page bill. There's so much more to go through. I just want to say this is really remarkable, and you deserve all of the credit that you're going to get from a lot of people over the years. Let me shift real quick away from this for a moment if I can. Earlier today, a man was arrested near Justice Kavanaugh's home. He was armed with a knife. Apparently, reports say he wanted to harm the Supreme Court justice. And it brings me to a headline I read where you are actually rethinking gun legislation. Our country is in turmoil. Do you think all of this means more compromises to try to get us back on path?
Well, I think what I'm seeing is there is a serious and sincere effort on the part of both parties to talk about the broader set of issues around people that are emerging from the COVID isolation with mental problems, people who have been on their computers using very destructive games for months on end, isolated from people, getting angry, getting frustrated, and now emerging from that isolation as a very different person who has mental problems. So there's a chance that we're going to see more of this. We need to address the mental health issues, not the gun issues. And so I have opened myself up to discussions of the mental health components of this, as well as the fact that a lot of juvenile records are expunged once that juvenile hits the age of majority, and the clock starts over again as if they'd had no juvenile record. I think there are serious discussions going on here in the Senate about making sure that for a violent young person, the expungement does not occur, and so when a background check is done, there is evidence of that previous violence.
Senator, thank you very much for that, and also, of course, for all the work that you're doing on the crypto world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles.
Folks,